Hi.
This is Vignette 2. And on this one we're going to be talking about the Norway Spiral and the weather, the extreme weather that we're having right now around the planet, and what the possible connection could be between those two.
And 2012.
And 2012, and we haven't figured that out, but maybe it'll come to us as we're talking, and we'll try to act like we just already had it, you know. But
well,
anyway.
you know, it is a channeling circle, so it'll come through.
Okay. So, in regards to the Norway Spiral, you know, that's that blue beam of light that was shot out into space, or out into the atmosphere in Norway. And there's been all kinds of reports about what that was, which I thought some were quite amusing. But when I tuned in and heard about it, what I got was they're messing with quantum energy. It's like they're playing with quantum energy. And of course, what I then discovered was that it was actually a HARP farm, and HARP farm is scalar technology, which is quantum energy. And they had done a test on it, and it was a HARP farm owned by or supported by China and Russia and a few other countries, none of them the U.S. And they were testing their ability to disable a missile. So if the U.S. shot a missile at Russia or China, they could use this technology to bring that missile down to where it never harmed us. And the fact that it happened a day before Obama was supposed to show up to accept the Nobel Peace Prize, I know they had a piece to play in it, but I don't think I really want to go into that right here. What I want to talk about is the significance of this particular thing, because my understanding is that created a wormhole, and they're up near the Arctic Circle. And then all of a sudden, here in the U.S., we started seeing this Arctic air almost belching out of the Arctic Circle, coming down through Greenland, and then down into the middle part of the United States, down through the center part, and then wrapping around in a spiral, which is the same form that beam took. It kept its original spiral, like a Fibonacci spiral shape. And it just created storm after storm after storm after storm. And here in the Midwest, you know, now she's north of me in the Midwest, up in Iowa, and I'm in Kansas. And it got so cold. The air coming in was Arctic blast, so it would snow and it would never melt. Well, it always melts here in Kansas City. They're used to having snow like that. But then as it moved east and it picked up moisture from the south, it just dumped more and more snow on the east, and moisture on the east coast. Floods. I mean, they're just having a horrible time. They had like about 3 or 4 feet of snow, just one hit after another. And then what we noticed is that this spiral started going east into Europe, and they had tons and tons of snow and really cold temperatures. And then it went all the way around, and then it hit China. You know, they're showing a video on TV of, in China, they're digging out a camel out of a snowbank. And the camel
in the desert.
Yeah, and the camel's still alive. But then it's coming back around, and now it's hitting the west coast of the United States, further south than when it started. So it's like it's going down like this around the planet, and it may go all the way down to the Arctic Circle. I mean the Antarctic Circle, so the South Pole. But as it goes around, it's inundating in waves. And if you look at it on the weather map, it's maintaining its spiral formation. So my theory is that this wormhole, whatever they created, they're going, whoa, what did we do? Because they never messed with this before. And they're seeing this thing maintain its shape and circle around the planet, just creating all kinds of devastating weather. Now, whether it'll stop and dissipate, we don't know. It kind of reminds me of when I looked at the timeline of Sirius B, and they were messing with scalar technology, and they aimed a beam at the sun, and the sun went burp and, you know, fried them all, which I talk about in the Mission Remembered. I wonder if we're just repeating that all over again, and hopefully we're not going to do anything really devastating. But HARP is being used to manipulate the weather, and this one's definitely messing with the weather. And I hope they don't do that again.
But I
what
do
is that?
think, well, I do think that this has to do with the change now in 2012. This happened before in the past, long ago, galactically. And we are here from the future to correct the past, and that's part of what this shift is about of 2012.
You're absolutely right.
So
Right.
that's the whole, we're doing the spiral now, but so much more consciously, because look, here's just you and me, we get it, 2 people, probably more people out there. It's not what it was before, where...
But we are replaying the timeline.
We are
That's
replaying
what it
the
is.
timeline, yeah.
Because the whole thing that the Nibiruans have been saying is that we are playing out the timelines of 4 destroyed worlds that humans have lived on, and in each one, scalar technology was used, and it was misused, and it helped bring about the end of it. So here we are with a HARP farm in the hands of Russia and China and a few other countries, and one of the things they're doing is they're like sending a message to the United States saying, listen, we have the same technology you do, and we can create the same problems for you, as you do for others, because the United States does have the HARP technology. They weren't the first, though, to get it. So there's all these weather wars going on behind the scenes. I want to whack you, you're going to whack me, back and forth. And I can't help but think that this was going on in the previous timelines before we destroyed the previous 4 planets, 2 of them being Earth-type planets. And hopefully we'll get it right this time and not use this technology as a way to wage war on a massive level and end up destroying ourselves, messing with it. Because who knows what they created could have long-term effects on this planet. We have no idea because we don't remember.
But they created it right as we're moving into the shift. So I think the next little vignette that we're going to do here is we're going to talk about how aligning to the galactic center is changing our consciousness cellularly and how that's going to make a difference.
So that's our theory on the Norway Spiral.
Yep.
And why we're having this major Arctic blast that's now inundating, at this point, the western part of the United States in California. So they're getting 20 inches of rain in 3 days. You can
look,
imagine.
snow in Florida, all the fruit was ruined before it went around, and so
yeah,
it's something to keep an eye on, but not in a way of fear, in the way of we're being shown how to become more conscious and shift.
Yeah. Okay. So that's it for this one. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.